Gamers, and welcome to Checkpoint Reach, a weekly show where we take a topic in gaming and discuss it with some occasional news stories thrown in. We'll throw in some TV and movie quotes and some random life rants because that's just what we like to do on a regular basis. Thank you all so much for joining us. I'm your host, Lex, along with the irresistible, irreplaceable Ernie over here. Ernie, hello.
That is right. Hello, hello, my friend. I am doing fantastic. How
I
are
didn't
you?
say how you were doing, but yes, how you doing?
Oh, you didn't? Oh well, I guess.
No,
You
I
know
set
what
you
is
up.
that? I
I threw
I,
you
re,
off. I threw you off.
you did, but I read your mind though.
You do.
It's just
You knew what I
we
was going
have
to say.
the. I do.
I'm glad you're doing
How
fantastic, dude. What,
how
what
are
what
you?
brings you to this fantastic life of yours?
Oh, okay. I guess I'll talk about myself first. Like irreplaceable,
Mm.
irresistible, or whatever you said. Um, I'm dude, great. I mean, I've been, as I say, blessed
You're not sick
with.
anymore, right? I mean, you were
I
sick
mean,
the last
I'm
two episodes.
Yeah, no, I'm doing much better now. I just have that like remaining cough, the
Yeah
like
or no?
just yes.
Just kidding. No, people go, yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
No,
Good.
honestly, yes and no, I guess. Because
Mm,
I still have that like lingering cough, but I'm like doing much better. I feel better.
mm.
It's just it sucks because it does definitely like take a toll on you, especially when you start doing things. You're like, dude, how am I still not okay? But I'm great. Other than that, I've been great. I've been gaming a lot, which I'll talk about some games I've been playing. And blessed with having you with me during this podcast. How do you like that
Mm.
one?
That's good.
How
I
are you?
liked it.
How are you? How are you?
I'm good, man. I am good. And I'm here. I, didn't play as much games. I had a really busy weekend. I just didn't have time to play games, but um I don't think I mentioned it on the channel, but buddy, friend of the cast, Kyle, friend of the channel, I suppose, was in Japan. He bought me a PSP, so I got this PSP and I've been trying to like get it. Like I was worried it was broken, but then I ended up buying a battery for it. I needed a battery. And then I bought like this chip. I mean, it's fine to say, right? It's available for purchase, but that has a bunch of installed games. Not coming till Saturday though, and I ordered it, man, and I was really bummed because I've been craving it, my friend. But other than that, been good watching some movies, some shows. Like I said, I haven't been gaming as much, but I'll get there. I'll get there.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, you can talk about the chip. I don't think you should say where you got it or what it
No, I
does.
didn't.
'Cause then you probably get flagged or something. I know how those emulating things are, but that's awesome.
SWAT
Actually,
SWAT team's here. I just got
he's all,
swatted.
ladies and gentlemen, we got him. But yeah, that's cool, dude. I mean, like I said, I've been able to play games for probably for both of us, so that's a good thing. So I'll
Mm,
have a lot to say. I'm just kidding, but dude, I'm excited for that PSP. Like, I
me
was not
too.
aware that you had bought a battery for it because I know last time you had sent me a video of it turning on or whatever, right? Because you had it plugged in,
Yeah,
and then and then you're like, dude, this thing's turning off. I don't know what's going on,
yeah, and
and
I
then
looked it
because
up.
it didn't have a freaking battery inside.
Yeah, well, first I had to figure it out to get it back to like English language. It was in Japanese, and I just watched the video on that because there's no way I could maneuver to find it. Actually, it wasn't too bad. I just wasn't looking in the right spot. And then I need to set it up because I guess over there, their circle button is cancel. No, I'm sorry. The X button is cancel and their circle button is like accept. So it's
Yeah.
opposite for them. So I have to change that as well. I haven't gotten a chance to do it because I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait for everything. So I
Also,
just
you
do it
can
all at
change
once.
those buttons like that.
Yeah, they reconfigured it. I guess you can, but it's like kind of complex. The videos I was watching, I'd probably find a better
Oh,
one.
that's interesting. I didn't even know
I
you could do that.
Yeah, I didn't really dive deep into it, but I think it's just over there in Japan is that's how it's set, like
Yeah,
automatically
yeah,
for
it
them.
is. Yeah, I think
So
if
I
you
need,
play Metal Gear, that's how it is as well.
yeah. So once I get that set up, but yeah, I had to buy that battery. This thing's costing me more than I thought. I'm kidding. No, so I'm excited. I'm excited. But so I've been waiting to play that. But speaking of playing things, what are we playing? Let me get into it first because I know you have a
No,
lot more than
please
I
go
do.
ahead. Yeah.
Um, Still been playing Chip and at Split Fiction. Let me tell you, this is a great game. I mean, I know last week I didn't have too much to talk about because we didn't play much, but I've been playing more, and it's a lot of fun. It looks gorgeous. Like we won't like this. We've played, and it's funny. Last week we talked about games that first come out and need these big patches. This game really didn't need a big patch. It had a little update file, and we haven't seen any bugs. The only thing we did is had a little bit of connectivity issues at one point. We had a little lag, but it was nothing. It was super easy, nothing game breaking, and I love that. And we've been chipping away. I'm playing with my buddy. He just had a newborn. Shout out to Jamie, a friend of the channel. And he doesn't have as much time. And actually, today we are playing a little earlier as well. I didn't answer your call because of it, but I had something else too. I was busy. I was going to tell you on this reveal. but we played for like 20 minutes because I had to do something too. I was like, I didn't have time. So it's funny because we've just been kind of playing in like 20-minute increments, sometimes 30. Like the first time we played was like an hour, which is good. But hopefully we get more time because, like I said, it's a fantastic game. Having a blast with it. We just did this level where we had to like dance with a monkey, and it reminded me of like that's the movie Jungle Book with the oh man no I want to be, and it's so random and funny. Yeah, yes, that's good.
With
Thank
King
you.
Louis, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of game references you can see in that game. So that's where I'm at. That's what I've been playing. Unfortunately, I haven't been playing anymore. I just like I said, I had just too much of a busy time. But I have a game coming out this week that I will be playing because we're gonna be talking about this episode. But let's get into what you're gonna be playing or what you're playing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I finished Hogwarts Legacy. Um, it
Wait,
felt like
what's
it
the
took.
song?
What is it? What is the song that I thought you were gonna sing the one that when Cedric Diggory dies in Goblet of Fire? Hey guys,
They're all like,
I forgot what the song goes.
I've heard of
Something like
yeah,
that,
that's
and it's
right. Yes.
that's my boy. So yeah, I ended up beating the game. Quick little review for you
Let's hear it.
guys.
Yeah, please.
So I put about maybe 25 something hours into it.
Mhm.
I did most of the side quests. I think there were some that I didn't end up doing because they came like late in the game, and I think I was at the point, and I was telling Lexus, but the game started to get very repetitive. It started to become like just unbearably boring to be there. Like you just wanted to beat it. Like everything just kind of like just was kind of meh. You know what I mean? And I was just like, I don't want to keep doing this. Like I'm done. Like I need to finish this game. I want to finish this game. I don't want to leave it on the wayside like I have like games beforehand
Mhm,
before
mhm.
this. And so yeah, so I finally ended up beating it. I got all the spells. I got the Avada Kedavra, dude. I was killing,
The
dude. I was like
Unforgivable.
the unforgivable. The only bad thing, like I said prior, I think in the last episode, was because I used mods. I don't have any
The
achievements.
achievements. Yeah. That stinks,
So
man.
that
I wanted to ask you, there's
good.
this is the section I was talking about too in that game when I was like, "Oh my gosh, there's so much more." It unlocks a whole new area for you. Is that when you like officially checked out? Because you're like, "Oh my gosh, it just opened this other section of the map that's just like so
Oh
much more to
yeah,
do."
I
You
mean,
know what I'm talking about? And it's kind of
I
like a
I
bunch of
do,
lakes and
yeah.
mountaintops.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like I still explored it. Like one of the
Yeah.
mods I had was to fly the broom wherever I please, kind of.
Yeah,
And so I
yeah.
was able to. I think you were able to, regardless. But so that
Mhm.
allowed me to kind of like explore a little bit more. And I did explore that area. Like I saw there was like a cave, and again, it's all the same stuff. It's
It
repetitive.
is.
There is.
It is.
It's kind of like I was watching gameplay of this because I want to play this game as well. But I mean Oblivion, the Elder Scrolls, the
Mhm.
the original, the old one,
Mhm.
and they have a lot of like caves, but they're all the same. And this is kind of like what it reminded me of. Don't get me wrong, like it was fun, and I loved being in the world, the immersion. I felt like it added more lore to the story, which was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of little kinks and things that could be fixed. Definitely, I think the combat. I think they should have like really dove deeper into the darkness of the game. I felt like a lot of
Mhm.
things that
Mhm.
happen, there's no weight to them. Like you end up eventually doing something, and I don't want to ruin it. I know you know what it is with the top hat guy, but like the way that
Yeah.
that plays out, it's kind of like very like, oh, I guess you did it. You had to, but it's like there's no weight to it. There's no like the
Yeah.
distraught feeling let's just man, I don't even want to say this because it might ruin.
Yeah, I mean, we can do if we really wanted to do a deep
Yeah,
dive on
I
it.
do, but I kind of want to get into because I like because it pertains to a particular character, Lara Croft, and it's in one of the newer games, and there's something that she does, and you could see that it like weighs on her, like it destroys her a little bit, it changes her as her character, and you see it in the game, and it's awesome, and that's what I wanted in this game, and it didn't do that,
But
and so I'm
also
hoping.
it does that in that game in Tomb Raider, and then all of a sudden, like, she's just fine with it, like, the next scene.
Well,
But
yeah, yeah, right.
yeah.
Yeah, but like at least they kind of like did
Yeah, I
something
hear
with
you.
it.
I hear what you're
But yeah,
saying.
so yeah, that and then I mean I won't get to until like you said if we ever do a full one we'll do that. But I will say this, dude. I know they're working on a second one, dude. Lex, I am hopeful. I am very very hopeful that they're gonna fix all these things,
Mhm.
and I want either two things to be in this game. I wanted to either take place in America, where it's like the American Society of Wizards, which would be really
Mhm.
cool because it's something different, something new that we haven't seen, other than like in Fantastic Beasts, where it's like in little moments, right? Which is
Mhm.
really cool, and I thought it was great. And like they take place in that particular time, or they take place in Hogwarts, but it's when Harry Potter's a baby, and like
Okay.
and then basically that era of like the aftermath after Voldemort dies, and
Yeah.
all the like the Death Eaters and everyone have to get round up, and you just become
Yeah.
like an Auror, like something freaking cool like that, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, and I was like, it's funny because the game finished, and I was like, dude, that's what I want, and I wish I had now, but
Yeah, like,
you
I
know,
would love to see, like, the mentors in the game as well, like, a section of that or something. Like, I would think if for the sequel, definitely keep the area around Hogwarts tighter, but, like, the American setting would be as awesome as well. Or just even be like, get them in London or something like that, and, like, can swap back. But, like, it's just for me, when I played it, is like I explored so much of the area surrounding Hogwarts, and then when I got to that specific area, I was like, "Oh my gosh." I'm like, "Really? I have all this?" I'm like, so I didn't explore as much as I wanted to, but I'm
there's
like,
not
"I'm
a
super
lot
this
out there
game
to be
done."
honest with
I
you.
know, it's all the like you said, it's the same stuff. It is
It's
cool.
very yeah.
You'll see the train, which is awesome. I think that's great.
Oh, that
But
was
yeah,
cool.
but there is so much more to explore, and
Dun,
yeah,
dun, dun,
that's
dun,
I
dun,
know.
dun, dun.
That'd be a cool pitch, man, honestly. I would love to see that.
And we'll see. I'm gonna call
And
J.K.
then
Rouse.
and have the Quidditch in there, man. In the beginning of the game, they're all, "Quidditch is no longer this year." That's all he
I
says.
know, dude. And he's like, "Well, it's been 20 years." What is that guy?
There's a funny scene too where you have to disguise yourself as that guy when you take the was it the polyjuice potion? Is that what it
Oh
is?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
That's a
that I
fun.
love
That was
I
a
like that.
that
I
was
like
great.
that. I
Yeah,
like that whimsical to it too. But yeah, I also would have loved to see more darkness as well.
yeah. I think you know, and I didn't realize this. I didn't know that when I was playing the game, I was going through time seasons, right?
Mhm.
Like you're going through the classes and things are happening. I thought it was all taking place within a month, and no, it's like
No, it's like the
different.
whole season. Yeah. What was
Yeah,
your
so it's
favorite
like,
season?
so, oh man, I love the Halloween one. That one I got a
That one
kick
was
out of
pretty
it.
sweet.
But I love the snow, obviously in Christmas time. But there was something about the Halloween that really like I was like,
It
oh dude, this is cool. I'm in
it
October. Like,
yeah, it was always cool going to, like, the Grand Central Hall and everything, like, the main, like, hall, like, was really cool to see and just you'd get up on the podium and just look at everyone. I don't know if you did
yeah,
that, but it was pretty awesome. It is a
yeah.
great it is a fun experience. They should do the Tri-Wizard tournament as a DLC or something. That'd be
Oh
pretty sweet.
yeah. I mean, you could do it with the whole like some like you get a cup right at the end with
Yeah, exactly. The
the
House
house
Cup.
cup,
You have to do
which
all the
is
field
yeah.
notes or
I was
whatever.
not gonna do that. I mean, I did it like
No, but, but you can
I
unlock
forgot
the
how
secret
much I did.
scene where he goes, "Your character ate a birdie bot, 300 points." You know what I mean? You know how he always does
Ah,
that. Harry
it's
Potter,
a, it's a,
he threw away recycling, 500 points.
it's a, he's like, you know when Baltimore kills Harry Potter, he goes, Harry Potter is dead, and he goes,
Yes. Oh,
but
he's sweet.
yeah,
But continue. I know you have something else you've been playing as well.
I have, yeah, dude.
Please.
So I've been playing Dragon Age Veilguard, and
Mhm, mhm.
I think I talked about it on the channel, and I've talked to Lex about this,
Free for
and
PS Plus members if you haven't gotten that yet, but go
yeah,
ahead.
and what is it for? Is it the
Just the
plus or regular,
basic
right?
tier. It's like your 3
The
favorite.
basic
Yeah.
tier.
Mhm.
So it's the regular one, not the crazy expensive one. And this is the only way, right? I told you that I wanted to play Dragon Age Veilguard because it looked cool and I wanted to see for myself. I know it got a lot of bad flack because of all this stuff,
Mhm.
and I see it. I understand what they're talking about. I'll briefly kind of go into it. Sorry, I burped a little bit here,
You're
but
good, you're good. I smell.
da, da, da. But yeah, I started playing that game, and because it was free, I was like, the barrier to entry is not bad. So I'm like maybe about halfway through the game now. I
Mhm.
don't know how many hours. I'd have to double check. I'm like level 20 something. I think that's halfway. I might be double. I had to double check. I don't know because I think the highest level is like 80, but it's like 40 to beat the game.
Mhm.
If I'm not mistaken, I double check. I have to double
You can
check,
make it
but
longer, yeah, if you want
I
to want
I, I
to.
mean, yeah,
Like
you
any
don't.
game.
You let me tell you something, you guys. You do not want to. I've never. So man, I don't even know how to. I guess I'll start here, but I've played, you know, The Witcher 3, Cyberpunk. I've played multiple games that have had great dialogue, great writing, great story, and I kind of feel like I understand what a good dialogue section. Even I've played a little bit of Mass Effect, right? I barely like maybe a few hours of that. and like I know what good dialogue should be like, and Dragon Age Velgar does not have good dialogue. Like the story is sort of cool, right? Like
Hmm.
they do this moment where you kind of are just talking to someone and you get to choose whether you want to be mean or nice or like in between. And I'm telling you guys, I chose to be mean because I'm like, this guy's a jerk or something. And it doesn't even come out like that. It just comes out like you're still trying to be okay, like
Hmm.
cool. Like there is no, again, like I know I'm gonna keep saying this, but there's no weight or gravitas to what you say. Like the dialogue doesn't matter. And then and like at some
Hmm.
point, like they're like, oh, you know, this is silly because I was like, Mama, what does this have to do with anything? The world is ending, right? There's these gods, or they call themselves gods, and they're gonna destroy the world, and you're there recruiting the Velguard, trying to get rid of it, and all that stuff. And there's like this random option where they ask you, do you want to talk about your identity? Like, do you want to talk about your sexual whatever or something like that?
Hmm.
And I was remember being like, why? Like, what the heck does this have to do with anything? Like, don't get me wrong, I get it. It's cool if you like that kind of stuff and it adds more to the game. But like, I'm
Just
like the
not
world.
that part of the story.
Yeah, I'm like the world is ending. What the hell does like me like? I was like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, it doesn't make sense. But again, like I don't hate that, and I don't hate the game. Like roughly right now, to be quite honest with you guys, this is like a 7 in rating. Did it deserve a 9 from IGN? I doubt it. I don't know what they
Yeah.
saw in it. Again, everyone is what's I always say this, but I forget the word, but everyone has their own what is it?
Is it beauty is the eye of the beholder? Is that what you're trying to say? I
No,
don't
no, no.
know.
It's like a lot of people have their own bias when they review a game, right? So it's like
Yes.
IGN isn't just the whole IGN. It's like one person wrote this and that's what they thought, and everyone agreed that okay, let's go with it, right? But like, yeah, I understand why people love this if they did,
Hmm.
but this isn't truly. I don't think this is a great game. I think this is an okay game.
But is it a pretty
And
light RPG, you would say? Like
oh
pretty
yeah,
pretty
dude,
easy to get into?
very yes, very. This is like if
Hmm.
I were to call you, if I were to call it, it would be a baby RPG because all you have to do is
Okay.
basically go in, fight, get armor, and even like if you're trying to buy armor, I think there isn't really much until you start upgrading a lot more of like things here and there. Um, the character looks to them, they look pretty cool. The game looks really pretty. I thought there's like moments where it kind of feels a little washed out at times, but um other than that, like it just kind of feels like it's very simple what you're doing. I've upgraded
Hmm.
my character quite a bit of times with my skill points, but nothing feels like I'm becoming either too overpowered or like it's kind of giving me even more because most of it kind of still feels repetitive. At least of what I'm the way I'm fighting and stuff. I don't know if like it'll open up and like I start hitting a little bit different.
Hmm.
I don't they keep calling me Rook. I forget what dude, I forgot what I chose. I don't remember what I am. I think I'm like some sort of like
You're a rook, bro.
man, I forget the name right now off the top of my head. I'm like with some like demon dude and stuff. But whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's cool. There's some cool characters though, to be quite honest with you. I don't know their names out of the top of my head really well, but there's some cool moments, but definitely is like um it's clouded by a lot of really bad dialogue between characters where
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah, I
this
don't
is not
know.
interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get into it. I mean, I was interested at one point, but like I don't think I'm gonna get to it. I just have too much going on, my friend.
Yeah, I don't know if this is
As far as
something I would
games
tell you to. Yeah, I don't know if
you
this
would
is a game I'd
recommend.
recommend. I kind of want you to give it a try just with gameplay alone because the gameplay is decent. It's not like the greatest, but it's like super easy. So there's not a lot of like you don't. It doesn't have a big learning curve. It's just very like hack and slash sort of.
Mm-hmm.
I think like I said, you can kind of customize your character depending on your play style. But it, to be honest with you, kind of feels like they all have the same sort of play style. But yeah, it's an okay game. Like I don't hate it. I don't know why a lot of people hate it. But I know everyone has their own agenda with that stuff. But it's not a great game though. It's
Yeah,
it's okay. I'm still gonna
that's
beat it.
too bad.
Maybe at the end of the game, I'll be like, Oh my gosh, better than The Witcher.
I'm wrong. I was
I
wrong.
was wrong, but who
Oh
knows?
man, yeah. I'm curious to see how you end up with that game and how you fare with that game. So that's good, man. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I mean, we share an account, so you get to play it. I probably won't. So enjoys, my friend. But let's go ahead and get into the nitty gritty of the episode today. Today's episode topic, we are going to be talking about Assassin's Creed games because as of tomorrow, well, by the time this episode is out, the game will be out. Assassin's Creed Shadows releases on March 20th, which is as our recorded tomorrow. Well, yesterday if you're listening to it on Friday. Sorry, I'm just making that way too confusing. Uh, the embargo was lifted on the 18th, so we've been seeing reviews, some mixed, but we're seeing some good stuff too. I'm seeing a lot of good stuff. Then I'm seeing a lot of the focusing on the bad. About it's funny because like I keep seeing stuff about like, there was one in particular, like the first Assassin's Creed game compared to a scene where he's assassinating, and then the new one when he's romancing somebody, and it's like, okay, like I get what you're comparing, but it's two different scenes. Like, why that doesn't make sense? Like, why aren't you showing the assassination process? But you know how people like to nitpick and get at those little controversies. Obviously, this game has been surrounded by controversy with the characters, but from what I heard, it's a kind of a return to form for Assassin's Creed as well. It's kind of similar to Origins and I believe Odyssey. They said is more Origins, I believe. So I'm excited to play it. It's funny because I wanted to get into this before we get into the rest, but I actually ended up I know we said last week, "Don't pre-order," but you know what? I saw there was a steelbook available, and, I'm a sucker for those steelbooks for free at a retailer, I won't say who, and I booked it, but the thing is, it's not gonna show up till next week, till, like, the 26th, so I'm not gonna have it till then, but it's fine. I get the steelbook. It's a physical edition. I still support physical media. I like it. I mean, I love the steelbooks and stuff.
I actually wanted to tell you this, dude.
Please.
Now, my brother from another mother, dude. My friend who is a boy and is my friend. Well, some might call you my boyfriend. In solidarity with you, right? I was thinking, I think I'm gonna wait for you. I don't think I'm gonna buy the game day one. I'm gonna wait for you to when you get your copy. I'm gonna buy mine digital, obviously.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna wait for you.
Oh, wow, look at him, dude. I thought you meant like you just weren't gonna buy it.
No,
So
no, I'm
what
gonna be like, dude,
I was
I'm
like,
gonna
"Wait a
play
minute."
it, and
I was like, "Where is
I'm
this
not gonna
going?"
play with, and I don't care. No, see, I am a man of my word. I'm gonna stick to that. I'm not gonna play the game. I'm gonna wait for you. I'm not gonna tell you I'm gonna play a game with you and then not play with you. You know? You like that, dude.
I like it, I like it. You're a funny
I'm just
guy.
kidding.
He's referring
No,
to me.
but yeah, I am. But yeah, dude, I was
Damn.
thinking about. It was funny because I had texted. I don't know if I texted you or not. I wanted to text you. I might have gotten busy, but I was gonna tell you. I have something to tell you when we're recording the episode. But this is what it was. It was like I'm gonna wait for the.
Surprise.
And I think it's just
Thank you.
it.
Thank you.
Yeah. No. I mean, yeah, you're fine, you're good. But I think it was just because of. I know you said the controversy and all that stuff, and that whatever. Um, be your own reviewer is what I say. But I was like, you know what? I kind of want to like I want to play this game when you do. That way, when we do dive into it, we kind of have a better
Yeah.
understanding together when we're like talking about it. Like, this is where we are. I don't want to be ahead of you,
I hear you.
and you
Yeah.
know what I mean.
I love that, I love that. I'm a side quester, though,
That's
so we'll
fine,
get
dude.
into
You can
that. We'll
side
get into
quest. We'll see if I end up side questing.
but, I mean,
If
obviously, I got this game because I'm excited. I've been kinda
yeah,
itching for an Assassin's Creed game. I almost wanted to play Origins recently, but I'm like, "You know what? Shadow's is coming out. I do wanna play it." Um
yeah.
So that's why I got it. I mean, the controversy, like you said, is like, be your own reviewer if you like it. And but what is bugging me though is
Tell me,
seeing the gameplay compared to PS5 Pro. I'm like, oh man, it looks so
dude.
much nicer.
I saw that too, and it was funny because you had said that to me, and then a video had come out by Digital Foundry.
Hmm.
And I'm like, God, I want a PS5 Pro. Like,
I,
I
I
just
wish
like,
I wish
I
because
was itching.
like
I was
if
itching. I was itching.
friends of the channel, if you didn't know this, I tried for the anniversary bundle edition of the Pro, the one that looks like the original PS1. It was the 30th anniversary, and I obviously couldn't get it. So I ended up getting the digital version that the PS5 that looks like the PlayStation 1 of just the regular PS5, which I love. It looks fantastic, but gosh, I really wish I got that Pro. It was
Yeah, dude,
hard. But
I
anyway,
would have loved for
so
you to get that too because
I
it's such a
know.
great looking console.
But
But
the whole point of this episode, sorry, go ahead.
no, I wanted to say that because like you were talking about the controversy, and I wanted to say this because I thought this was really, really hilarious, and my brother had pointed it out to me, and I told him I'm like, oh, because he asked me, are you gonna get your Assassin's Creed Shadows? And I'm like, yeah, yeah. I just saw a clip where because people are talking about the gay romance or whatever, And I was showing my brother this clip, and then he's like, "Dude, did he just look at the camera?" And if
Oh
you go
yeah,
back
yeah.
at
I
the
just
and you go back at the clip, he goes, "I don't think he
he,
did, but it was like so fourth wall breaking looking, and
which is pretty funny. I
it
mean,
was
but
hilarious." I was
the
like,
funny thing is too is like people are complaining about that, but it's literally just an option. It's not. You don't have to
yeah, you
do
don't
it.
have to do it.
But
Yeah,
people, they love to complain.
I
But I mean,
think
it's been
I
around. I mean, Mass Effect that's been doing that for a long time
oh
too, as
yeah,
well.
definitely
Like it's like
Skyrim.
Skyrim. Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's just people
Yeah,
just love to complain.
no,
But so the whole
definitely
point.
good.
Oh, sorry. So I was gonna say the whole point of this episode, I thought about like, what, the game's coming out. Let's talk about all the Assassin's Creed games. Just in release date order. I'm not going to get into the chronological order of the games because it gets a little funky. It's going to be like, oh, Assassin's Creed 2 takes place before Assassin's Creed 17 and or whatever the heck. But so we're going to go through like release date wise. Now, I personally have not played all these games. I don't think you've played them all as well. I know you've played a little bit more than I have, and then maybe we'll just rank our top three at the end. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be kind of a little free form. Let's talk about these games. Now, I want to say this:
Say it.
Game Informer. We talked about this a couple episodes ago. I remember getting a Game Informer and seeing the first Assassin's Creed
Yeah, I had the same one.
preview, and I'm like, "What is this game?" And I read the article. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this sounds awesome!" Like, I love the concept. I love the setting. I love, you're this assassin. Amazing, right? I get the game. I obviously we get the game. I will say it was great. It was fun, very repetitive, lots of pickpocketing. It's basically you get a section, you pickpocket, you eavesdrop, you continue. And then I wasn't a fan. I honestly personally have never been a fan of the present day character stuff, like because I didn't know this in the Assassin's Creed game. You play a character in the future, diving into the past of your relatives to get this information that you need for this company. What's the company called? Aspergo. Don't you have something of theirs? Don't you have like a merch thing?
uh, no, I don't.
I thought you did.
What'd you call it? Asperger's?
No, it's Aspergo, isn't it? You're dumb. I knew you were gonna say something like that. You're a funny guy.
I'm sorry. No, go continue. Go continue.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing. But anyway, I wasn't a big fan of that, and I was thrown
Yeah.
off by that. I was like, "Oh, this is kind of dumb." So the first game was fine. I thought it was pretty. It was still pretty cool with the assassinations, and they made it super dramatic and awesome, and like that was great. You play Altair, that's the character. Your present day character is Desmond, which I didn't really care for the Desmond character, but it was great. It was a fantastic game. Not full to my expectations, but I was still blown away by it. What were your thoughts on this game? Did you play it? You got it right.
I did. I ended up getting it. In the company's called Abstergo, but I wanted to say
There we go.
this. I ended up buying Assassin's Creed 1, and we talked about this when we talked about the 360 and our console lifespan and all
Yes,
that.
yes, yes.
This was one of the games I bought with that console, and because the console pooped on me, I was never able to finish it. So I eventually bought it, again on PC with the intention of beating it, but other things got in the way. Like I had so many Assassin's Creed games that I was just like, should I go back and play two? Should I, I never finished it. But yeah, like you, I saw Assassin's Creed 1 through a Game Informer magazine, which
Hmm.
is the one that I have on screen right here. If you're able to see it,
I see it. Yeah.
and
Oh,
then,
the
then obviously the
people.
second one and all that stuff. This one, conspiracy, honor, murder. But I remember seeing the Game Informer and being like, dude, this looks freaking awesome. Like I cannot wait to see what this game is
What this
about.
is,
And
yeah.
yeah, and it's funny because I went back and I played the PC version of the first one, and your character feels more weighted, more like to the ground. You don't feel as like floaty
Parkour and
as in the other
mhm,
ones. Yeah.
mhm.
I think the most fun and the best. I mean, we'll get into it, but man, Unity. But I'll get into that later. I
We'll
think
get
that was
there.
the.
Hey, slow
We'll
down,
get there.
friend. Or
Hey,
this.
my bad. Hey, I'm jumping.
Hey,
I'm jumping. My bad. But yeah,
hey.
this
Good.
game looked awesome. I love the aesthetic. I think I really enjoyed what we were trying to go for with like, the Templar and you have the conspiracy of all this stuff, the religious aspect of these like is it like the Apple of Eden and all this stuff? I forget what the first one
Yeah,
was,
it's
but
the Third Crusade is the period it takes place in.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just remember like going through the crowds was funny. It's just kind of like you see it now, and it's so much better now. Obviously, but like when you first did it, you can't see me, but the way it goes like, eh, like the way it just like shifts its shoulders, like that's all it was, right? It
Yeah.
wasn't anything crazy, but like I thought it was so cool to see his little hand like grab, And then you had your little hidden blade, which is awesome. It was so fun to do that. But like I said, it was very repetitive. Like it was very you do a
Mhm.
section. I hated the eavesdropping. I hated the pick. Like I hated that stuff. Like that wasn't fun.
I hated
And
the following thing.
yeah,
That
that's
was
yeah.
like one of the worst things.
And then like anything you did, they're all, hey, you there. Um, it was great. It was great. But then they just came out and just blew itself out of the water with Assassin's Creed 2 in 2009. So I didn't know if I mentioned this. Assassin's Creed 1 came out in 2007, but number 2 comes out. A new historical character, Ezio Auditore. Now, this is a fan
Da
favorite.
Firenze, dude.
Definitely.
Dude.
This is definitely a fan favorite of
Oh yeah,
the series. I think this is the guy I hear most about, like one of the top characters for sure. Assassin's Creed 2 blew the game out of the water. You see Leonardo da Vinci. They improved on everything that people complained about. They didn't do the repetitive stuff. And it was such a more of a full-fledged story. It was like it was a blast. I mean, this I just remember being like, "Oh my gosh, this is such an improvement from the second one." Obviously, it still had some of the same elements, but man, and I know you're a huge fan of them as well. This one as well. You love Ezio. I know you dressed up as him once for a cosplay. And I'm kidding now, but
true, true.
I did not play Brotherhood, which I guess is part of the was Ezio's story in 2010.
Yeah,
Did you play Brotherhood?
yeah, I played them all.
He's played them all. Okay.
Uh,
What were your thoughts? What did you think when Assassin's Creed 2 first came out? What were you
oh,
like?
dude, yeah, dude. So
Were we friends at this point? I
I
don't know
don't
if we
think
were
so
yet.
because this was my first. It was like when I was so when I bought Assassin's Creed 2, I bought it with this account named Sites. When I used to play Modern Warfare 2, I used to be I used to create multiple accounts. One was a sniper, and one was just a regular running gun. And it was a stupid thing I did
Let
as
me
a
guess.
kid.
Sights was the sniper.
Sites was a sniper because I
Okay.
had you in
Yeah.
my sights.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
so I bought Assassin's Creed 2 on there. Dude, a fantastic game. I love that stuff. I loved art. We've talked about that a lot, like here and there. I have a fascination for it. I love documentaries about a
Hmm.
particular era, which is the Renaissance, and this game was the Renaissance, and it was so beautifully done in my perspective. You know, from what they had and what they were given. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? They added so many cool moments. Being able, and it was funny because this was one of the first games that I remember going out of my way to collect the little artifacts, the little things to tell you like these are
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
monuments or whatever and all that because I thought it was really fun to do so.
Yes.
I think I beat that game like 2, 3 times at one point, and yeah, it was a fantastic game. I think what the good thing about that game was we had a great protagonist, and I think he was so charismatic
Hmm. Exactly.
and daring, and he was able to converse with people, and you felt like again there was like
You were him.
this, yeah, like there was like you wanted to be him.
Yeah. He was definitely a
And
lot more livelier than Altier.
yeah,
And I remember, I
and
think also in this game, I don't think they did the whole future stuff as much. It was still there
yeah, there was
because,
not
like,
a
as the
lot of
game,
Desmond in this one.
yeah, as long as as more as the games go on, like they kind of like stopped really doing that because I think people complain. It's still there, but it's definitely not, you know, not as huge. Obviously, the big hit Assassin's Creed movie with Michael Fassbender made everyone's interest grow. But yeah, I didn't play
You know, what's
Brotherhood.
funny is in that movie, like when they they show you he's in the world, which is freaking awesome looking. And then they would go back to Michael Fassbender, and he's on a machine. Remember, and he's like,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
it's
it's so
all-
ridiculous, dude. But
yeah. I don't. What was Brotherhood like? What was is that? How was that one compared to Assassin's Creed 2 for you? I
I
mean,
mean, it was slightly improved. It's the continuation to Assassin's Creed 2. You're I mean, I haven't played these games in a really long time, but you're
yeah.
hunting the next of like this other guy who basically is taking over Rome. I forget his name, but he was part of the big conspiracy that murdered your father and the whole Assassin's Creed guild and all that. And it basically just is a continuation. It's like a bigger DLC
Is
with the
isn't
next
there
part of that.
yeah, isn't there like a story in the future where you're like trying to avoid the apocalypse or something like that? And like in the future setting, is that why it's like I'm reading this? Well, now I pulled it up now, and it says for Brotherhood, Ezio to find a way to avert the 2012 apocalypse. The main story takes place during the Italian Wars.
I
Um,
don't remember
I
the
don't recall. I mean, I
apocalypse
didn't
thing
play
because
this one.
yeah, so then I remember from that game when yeah, you're trying to chase that guy, you end up killing him towards the end of the game, obviously, but like it was just the continuation to that, and then um I think you know, it's funny. It's in the second one, I think the way it ends is you go to your uncle's farm and his name is Mario. I don't know if you remember this, but when you go to your uncle's, he has like a homestead, and he goes, "Hey, it's me, Mario." He says,
Oh my
"I don't know
goodness,
if you
that's
recall
awesome.
this. It's like a
I
random,
don't recall. That's so funny.
yeah, it's like a random little like real
I wonder
sad
what
thing."
game they
But
pulled that from.
I know, right?
I'm
And
kidding.
so I think in that one, the way that ends is that guy gets away, and you end up chasing him into Rome, and you start seeing like all the Colosseums and everything. And yeah, I mean they fix a lot of little things here and there. Um, if I remember correctly, I think the parkour system was a little bit smoother, and it
Mhm.
because I think the way that the directions for Assassin's Creed 2 were like very like kind of in like weirdly sided, and this one kind of
Yeah.
was more grabbing on.
Yeah, I do wanna mention, I mean, if you're not have not played these games, they always take place in, like, these historical settings, and it's so fun to see because you can climb almost anything, and obviously some of the games have gone way more insane, but it's so fun to see, right? Now Revelations comes out in 2011. I recall playing this game, but I don't remember it too well. I feel like I did play it. I know you played it. I know you played it, obviously. Because you're like an older version, right? You're like an older version of the 2 guys. Is that what it is? You're like
You're
Altair and
Ezio Auditore, but you're older now. You become an older man, and at this point in the game, you're hunting the last part of what you're supposed, your last missions, basically. And
Mhm.
they have, dude, and it's so cool because they have actually an animated movie about this particular moment and the way he dies, Ezio Auditore, and they show you the way he passes away because he doesn't die in battle. He just dies as an old man, and he dies with a lady that you meet in the first one, or I mean the second one. You end up marrying her, having a kid, and you're sitting down and you're just seeing, and then you have a heart attack, I think, and then you just watching you die basically, but you lived
Yeah.
a good life, dude. And he has this sweet line, and I actually, this is really stupid, but I love those games. I love that Ciudad Torre. If you look at my Instagram, one of those posts of my birthday is something he says at the end about
Dang.
at
A
the end
little
of it of
Easter
the
egg, everyone. A
little
little
Easter egg.
Easter egg
But
in
yeah,
there.
because I love that Ciudad Torre. It sounds so nerdy, right? It's very geeky, right? To do
No, I
something
mean, that's
thing
fine to
like
be
that.
obsessed with these characters. I mean, I definitely have characters I love, you know?
I mean, I wasn't
Um
obsessed, but I loved the character.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, I didn't mean
I
like
wasn't gonna
that.
have a body pillow, of
You were stalking him, dude.
Ezio.
You were stalking
Yeah, I
him.
was.
You went back in time to find him, I heard.
Yeah, I was eavesdropping and following, kind of like you do in the game. But yeah,
You're
no,
all
in this,
you're all
go ahead.
the little free fall thing, it's
I
about the
I think
illegal safe.
I always talk about this with you, and Revelations has one of my favorite hands down trailers for any game reveal I've seen in a long time. I still to this day watch
Mhm.
it. It has a song by DJ Woodkid, and it's like these like drums. It goes boom, boom, boom,
Oh,
boom.
yes.
It's so sick, and it's just like all CGI. Nothing like it's no gameplay. It's just CGI. You're
Yeah.
seeing what he's doing, and he's fighting these guys and all that. And dude, it's such a fantastic trailer.
You showed me. I feel like you show me that
I
every
kind of
once in
want
a
to
while.
show
You
it to you. I kind of want to show a little bit of it, but I'm not going to play any sound. We don't want to get demonetized. But yeah, this is the Assassin's Creed also that you get the hidden blade hook, so you're able to hook on
mm.
and like slide.
Oh, kinda like a zip line?
Yeah,
That's pretty
yeah,
awesome.
just like a zip line. What was it called? Revelations, right?
Assassin's Creed Revelations, yes. Pull that up, pull that up. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know why I don't remember playing it. I know I did play it, but I
This
didn't
is
beat it.
the
I have a lot of Assassin's Creed games I did not beat.
yeah,
I
this is
will
the
say that.
E3. I feel like that's how I am now, but yeah,
Yeah.
this is the E3 one.
Yeah, I mean, you can skip ahead, I'm sure. There's for the visuals, he's showing the trailer. You see someone getting dragged in. Dunk,
Uh,
dunk, dunk, dunk. I'll make the
Like, can
sound
you
for you.
hear the?
Dunk. I cannot hear it,
Can you hear it
but
at all? No.
no.
Huh? Okay, it's fine. I don't want to play it, but look at this.
No,
Like
it
he's
looks
just
awesome though.
because
No, yeah.
you're going to oh my gosh you're going to the Mediterraneans. I forget what it's called right now. I can't think of the location. Can you look up the
It's
location for me?
Third
It's
Crusade and the Mongol invasion of the Levant is what it shows.
okay. I
I
know
don't know
that
if that
this
helps.
is like you go to. I think it's Istanbul or something like that. I forget exact location, but this guy. Look at it. I like how he
Oh, and
breaks the thing up.
Constantinople.
All
Constantinople.
right, Constantinople. There you go.
There
I
I
love
go.
that, dude. He gets shot with an arrow, and I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but you can't pull an arrow out of yourself because it's serrated a certain way that it's gonna get stuck. So
Yeah.
you have to snap it off, and that's just a little small detail.
Look at him go. The next game that comes out in the Assassin's Creed timeline here, chronological as release dates go. Assassin's Creed 3 comes out in 2012. Now, this game was between the French and Indian War and then American Revolution as well. And I remember seeing this. I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks awesome. The American Revolution. I would love to like experience this. And I think I talked about it in the GameStop episode where the guy tricked me into he's like, oh, you get the
Yeah,
DLC to kill
yeah.
George Washington. And I bought it. And that's the first time I got exposed to DLC. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not even available yet. Now, my friends, I bought this game day one. I did not like it at all. The protagonist was not good. I I don't think I even get past the introduction, the prologue, because I'm just like, this is not fun. I did not enjoy it. I did not like it. I from what I hear, it's good, but I know it wasn't as great. What are your thoughts, Ernie? I mean, I don't have much to say on it because I just gave up on it because I just was mad.
So I enjoyed this game, but I like you, I didn't think the story was as great as the rest of them. It does set up a really cool character for the next games, but we'll talk about that later. But
Mhm.
this game was awesome because again, they fixed everything. Every game moving forward starts to fix the parkour system, the battle system. This one, I know they made a like videos and you go back and they talk about the way that the character fights. I forget his name right now. If you could find that for me, I always forget because I always say it wrong. I know it's with an RAK.
Uh,
Um,
Raton Haketon Connors is
Connor is his English name, but he has
yeah, but I can't say that
rat
name.
talking or something because he's Native American and
Yeah.
he's also half white, I believe, or Caribbean. I forget what he is. He's like half something, but Native American is is particularly what he's about,
Mhm.
which is awesome, bro. I thought
He
they
fights
did
with
a
like
great
those
job, bro.
weapons.
The
Mhm.
freaking story, the setup of it, the character, how he looked, who he was, I thought was freaking awesome. We never get to see any games about the Civil War,
Mhm.
or I mean the Civil War. What's it called?
The French and Indian War, American
Yeah, yeah,
Revolution.
the American Revolution. I don't know why I said Civil War. Um, but we don't get to see that kind of stuff. And in the game, there's like a moment. I'm sorry, I'm kind of gushing a little bit because
No, please.
I'm slowly remembering little things here and there. There's a moment where you know how like back in the day they would just stand and shoot at each other, right? Like and it's all and they get the musket, and it,
Yes.
whatever, right? And so you're able to run through that, and you're seeing it happen, and it looks so freaking cool at the
You
time.
can get a
Like,
musket, can't you, in that game?
yeah, you
Was
definitely
this the
can. You
first
can
one to
get a gun.
introduce guns?
This is the first one to introduce I don't think so, no, because Assassin's Creed, the other one I think had guns, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Oh, like the one before? I'm not sure.
I
Because
think
this
I
one
think it
says
did,
Connor has
yeah.
access to a wide range of weapons: muskets, swords, pistols, native weapons such as a tomahawk and a bow and an arrow.
Yeah, the tomahawk is so freaking cool because it has the symbol of the Assassin's Creed, the A
The
looking thing.
Brotherhood, yeah.
Yeah, the Brotherhood, and then he uses it in the way that he fights here. I think they talk about it in like I said in one of the interviews of when this game had come out, and they talk about the way he fights in this game is so much more not barbaric but very brutal with his
Mhm.
actions, and I think they kind of went into that like Valhalla kind of made that even better, but I think this is
No,
it.
yeah, I think
This is
I
like
remember that's what I liked about the game, and correct me if I'm wrong, do you do the Boston Tea Party in this game?
I think you do,
I
yeah. I
think you
think you
do,
throw the T out, yeah.
so maybe I got a little further than I aforementioned, but I really wish I got more into this game. I mean, it looks awesome. Because I remember Benjamin Franklin was there and all the good guys, you know what I mean? But was Tom
Yeah,
Sawyer today's Tom Sawyer, Mean Mean Ride?
I think
No, I'm kidding.
Benjamin Franklin is the one that ends up being like your Leonardo da Vinci,
Yeah,
like
he's
in
kind of like
Assassin's Creed
your
2,
little
yeah.
confidant, which is
So
freaking awesome. But I think this one also wraps up the Desmond story as well, the futuristic character, if I'm not mistaken.
the
Um, they're gone, my friend. Now the next Assassin's Creed game that came out in 2013. Spoiler alert. This is my absolute favorite game of Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Edward Kenway is your character, and he is probably one of the best characters as well. He's like an Ezio type, right? Like this is the character people talk about. This is the game kind of people talk about as well. It's set in the golden age of piracy. Now, this game has not ever since this game, I have not been able to scratch my itch of a pirate game. And I've talked about Skull and Bones, how it's the same developer, Ubisoft. I mean, maybe not the same, location because I think it's Ubisoft Montreal is the one who did Skull and Bones. I'm not 100% sure, but they had all the pieces. They had everything there, and they just totally screwed up Skull and Bones. But like, I remember Assassin's Creed Black Flag on my PS4 being one of the first Assassin's Creed games. I mean, well, actually, that's not true because I did in the first one and the second one, but I did everything. Every island I checked, every side thing I did. The only thing I didn't do was the the ships because
because they were
there's some
hard as heck, dude.
yeah
Right? The
I
Blackbeard one
remember
was
the
tough.
I remember there was one specific one called the twins that you'd find, and they were just two next to each other, and when you pass it, they just both demolish your ship. But yeah, you
Yeah.
could fight like these legendary ships, and it's in talks to be getting remastered. And let me tell you, I'm there. I'm there, day one for that game. Um, one of my favorite Assassin's Creeds, probably my top one, honestly. Ernie, what about you? What is your thoughts on Assassin's Creed Black
This
Flag?
is this is one of my top games as well, and it's hard because I told you, leading up to this, how am I going to rank these games? Because I have a big nostalgic,
Hmm.
love for the Ezio Auditore, saga, right? These
Hmm.
three games that he's in and stuff. But like Black Flag was probably the game that took Assassin's Creed to me to the next level.
And
The
he's the grandfather of
combat,
Connor, correct, from the
he is
last
the
one?
grandfather Connor, and that's
Yeah,
what I was telling you. He leads
yeah,
you
he
to the
connects.
even
Hmm.
best character out there, and he's such a dope character because he again charismatic but doesn't care. Kind of is the hero that ends up being the hero, right? Like he
Very
doesn't want to.
suave.
Yeah, he
Hmm.
doesn't want to. He doesn't want to do anything. Like he does a great job. I mean, Riley, they do a great job with this particular character. And dude, the ship combat, dude, they did such a fun job because they didn't. I mean, it's not that they didn't take itself too seriously, but they didn't make it where it was like too difficult to just jump in and play it. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And I think that was the perfect way to do it. And I think like even in the game, like you said, you're fighting with like with a barrage of like these cannons, but then after you like weaken it, you jump on the freaking boat and you start fighting them on the boat. And I'm like, dude, like how is that not a thing like in most games? Like it's so
Yeah,
sick.
like Skull and Bones. It's like why they have none of that. It's like they just had the ship combat. But yeah, man, this is definitely my favorite mainstream Assassin's Creed game. Like I said, that I mean, watching this trailer now, like I tried replaying it because when I had the plus subscription, the top tier, they had it. And I think this originally came out, well, PS3, PS4 era, and it just didn't play that well. And I'm like, you know what? The remaster got announced. Let's just wait. I don't know if it's for sure happening. It's kind of been rumored. I wouldn't say announced, but
Yeah. Am I wrong? Did if you don't now if you play this game on the PS5, isn't it run a little bit better?
I don't know. I think I
Um
did play it, and I don't know. It just didn't. I didn't. Maybe I didn't stick with it long enough because I'm just like I'm just such a sucker for the newer stuff now, and I'm just like I want the new stuff and the good stuff.
yeah.
Which it's not always the case with some games, but I think for Assassin's Creed specifically because it just feels more clunky as far as like parkour stuff as the newer games now.
Yeah.
But I mean, this game was awesome. I just remember playing it, loving every second of it. Like I said, every island
Yeah.
I went, and it wasn't as crazy, right? I mean, I know when I say every island, it sounds crazy because, like, when
Excuse
you
me,
play the
sorry.
Assassin's Creed games now, you're like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of stuff to do. This game was a lot, but it wasn't like it was manageable, right? It wasn't like huge, huge.
I think
As
it also felt more intriguing to do these side things, right? Like I
yes,
think that this is the thing that we talk about with like side quests, and I know we've talked about it many times, but it's like if a side quest does feel like it's worth doing,
hmm,
people are gonna do them. With game, if the gameplay is fun, if the story is great, and the character is fun to be around, you're going to want to continue to do these side quests. And that's the thing that they need to focus on.
yeah,
But, I mean, again, it's like a lot of these like side quests and all that stuff feels like fluff. And I
hmm,
think for me, like you, I felt like it was just collectibles and it felt fun. You started to see the Ubisoft of new here at this probably at this particular moment because you started to see the check boxes sort of thing where it was like, oh, take over this tower and do these things, check mark it, check
hmm,
mark it, check mark it. And it was like cool at this point, but then it started to get too repetitive when you get to the
yes,
later entries of like Far Cry, the other Assassin's Creed and all that.
yeah, definitely.
And look at how
Fantastic game.
crazy. Look how crazy, if you see the image, PS4, PS3, Xbox One, Xbox 360, Wii U, and
Wii
PC.
U.
Isn't that wild, dude? Like, I remember this was the first Assassin's Creed game on the PS4 that I bought for PS4. Like,
That's
this is the
same with
first
me.
game.
Same with me.
And
Along with like Killzone.
I
Remember that? It
ended
was
up
like a
getting,
Killzone.
yeah, I think I ended up getting Killzone from you later. I ended up buying it from you.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, dude, freaking, what a great game, dude. We could definitely just do an episode on this game alone, adding so much context
Oh
with
yeah, I would
all the
love.
side things. There was I know we're not talking about this. We were gonna say this good.
Oh, I was gonna say I would love to do a replay on it, like when the either the remaster or just the regular version. Just like let's just get into it. Why not?
Oh, bro, well, I don't know how it's gonna be because I suppose people are saying like if Assassin's Creed Shadows doesn't do well, Ubisoft is gonna close down or all this craziness. I don't know how that.
I
So
don't think they're gonna
hopefully
close down. But they're definitely gonna get a
they're
little
gonna
smaller,
sell.
right? They're gonna.
Yeah, they're gonna fire a lot of people. But yeah, so if they do a remastered of Black Flag, dude, whatever I have, whatever I'm playing at the time, being dropped immediately. I'm playing
Yes,
Black Flag.
playing it. We're playing it.
But yeah, so the other thing that we didn't talk about, which is not a mainline Assassin's Creed game, but this is the first game to have a DLC that was standalone. I don't know if you remember this.
No, I don't. I don't think I even played
Yeah,
it.
I'll tell you.
Did that have something with Blackbeard? Is that what it was? Oh no, he was part of the game
No,
already.
he was one of the he was a slave that you save. I forget his name. He's Adewaye? No, Edwa, something like that.
About. Yeah. I forget the
This
name.
guy right
Yeah,
here.
Adewale,
It's called
yeah.
it's called Freedom Cry, is what the DLC is called. Standalone DLC, dude. This character, awesome too. Sweet character, bro. If you haven't
So it's
played,
a different character.
it's a different character. You're playing as him. Have you played Freedom Cry?
No, I never have.
Bro,
Honestly, I didn't even remember this
bro,
one.
bro. I know you said you're itching for Black Flag, brother. Play freaking Freedom Cry, dude. It is fun, not long, and it's a great DLC. Really fun.
Interesting. Okay.
And then it has a trailer. I don't want to pull it up a little bit, but the song goes, yeah, sure.
Dude, you remember these games really well. I'll give you that credit, man. That's
because
crazy.
dude, remember we talked, like, we are talking about Ubisoft and like the last episodes, how we were talking crap about it, because I did genuinely love Ubisoft. Like,
I know, same.
They were
on top for something.
Yeah,
right. They were like,
and I don't know if you could hear this, man. I really want you to hear it.
So he was a slave before, right? You free him.
Yeah, he was a slave, and then you free him in the game. Let me see if you can. You can't hear it. You can't hear it, right? Can you hear it?
I can't hear anything now. I cannot. Maybe
whatever. Doesn't matter. But yeah, so he's just a slave. You end up freeing him as what's his name?
That
Edward
trailer
Kenway?
is real people in there, huh? Edward Kenway.
Edward Kenway. You end up freeing him, and
that's awesome, man. I mean,
and it's really cool because he's just a slave who's becomes part of the Brotherhood, and he starts to the story DLC is you're freeing the rest of the slaves, and it's so cool, bro. They do such a good job.
That's awesome. Heck yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. Maybe when they rematch it, they'll bring that as well. Let's go ahead and talk about the next game on Assassin's Creed. Here, Rogue. Now, I did not play Rogue. Came out in 2014. Ernie, tell me about Rogue. I don't really know much about this game.
So
I think it focused on naval combat as well, right?
It does have a little bit.
Honestly, I think you told me, like, when I wanted to go on boat something naval piratey, I'll play Rogue. I remember you telling me something like that.
Yeah, for a bit, because it was one of the ones that not many had played, because this came around the same time around like Black Flag, right? What's the year that it came out?
This was 2014. Right? So a year after.
A year after.
No, this came out along with Unity, basically, almost same year.
Oh, yeah, that's what it came out with, Unity. Okay, so this was the last, I think, Assassin's Creed game that came out on 360 and PS3, and then it came also onto the next gen consoles, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, actually, this just came out to like 360 and PS3 because they were moving Unity just to PS4 and to Xbox One at the time. So Assassin's Creed Rogue was like, this is for the people that don't have those consoles yet. It was like a standalone sort of thing. But this is a cool game. You basically are an assassin, and you're in the Brotherhood already. You're an Irish guy. I forget his name out the top of my head, but you end up getting. Thank you. I thought his name was Shamrock, which is so stupid. But you basically end up getting betrayed by the Brotherhood, and you become a Templar. and so you're hunting assassins
Assassins.
or basically the Brotherhood. And this scene is really cool where the thing is breaking down. You're running through that, but yeah, because you end up finding out that they're trying to do something crazy, and it's really cool because this has this gameplay mechanic where so assassins are hiding, and you need to find them before they get you because they'll assassinate you the way you would assassinate the,
Oh
people.
dang,
Yeah, so
that's
it's
pretty
really
awesome.
cool. It's pretty neat. So like you're just hunting people.
Dang,
Yeah, it's
that's
really
pretty
cool.
cool.
And you
Was it a full game? It was right, or
yeah,
was it?
full game. Yeah, yeah. I'm playing. Actually, I'm not playing it now, but I was playing it for quite a while, and I got like more than halfway through it, and I stopped playing it. I was on my Steam Deck. I was playing it. It's a freaking awesome game. Naval combat is cool. All you're doing is basically shooting towers. You're not really fighting like
Oh,
a
like how
lot of
Black
ships,
Flag was.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I mean, she's. I know. It's going to become a trend in the next. I haven't played a lot of these games as much as you, but I'm glad you have. You're our Assassin's Creed expert today. Um, let's talk about Unity. I mean, it came out in the same year as 2014. I did not play this game as well. Um, for some reason, from what I remember about this game, was it like a focus on like a multiplayer aspect of it? Am I wrong?
It did. It had I believe it had a co-op element to it. I don't
Okay, yeah, I
remember
remember
if you can
hearing
beat
that.
the game like that, but there was like something having to do with some cooperativity. Oh, that sounded weird. Uh,
Cooperativity, cooperative, yeah, cooperative game.
cooperative gameplay, but I don't recall exactly what it was. But this was the game that. Oh, I apologize, my friend. I don't want to get too into it because I feel like I'm talking a lot. But
No, no, this is good. I mean, I'll be able to talk about some of these games more. I promise you. I promise you.
all right, I promise.
I promise.
The guy from Saw. Um, so this was the game, if I remember this correctly. Now I'm not a historian. I remember things here and there, and I've talked to Lex about this. I have a good memory for a lot of dumb stuff, and this is true. And this was the Assassin's Creed game that was supposed to change the game. This was the one that was going to be the very next gen actual Assassin's Creed game, and
Okay.
their big push was having big crowds, and and and
Mm-hmm.
and and the gameplay was a lot different. I played this game when it first came out. I bought it, and the game was broken. It didn't work well. I never got to finish it. I actually did not beat this game till last year, I want to say.
Yeah, it's funny. I remember that being something about this game, and I'm reading here that it was so bad that Ubisoft offered a free
Free
expansion called
DLC.
the Dead
Yeah.
King, called the Dead Kings.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah. Free DLC for it because it was broken. It didn't work well enough on the modern console at the time, or the next gen one, I guess I should say. And dude, the game was beautiful. It was really pretty. If you go back and play it now, I think on PS4, if you play it, I think it runs a lot better. I think it runs at a solid 60 on Xbox Series X, like they upgraded it or updated it or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
it runs even better on the Xbox Series X. I don't think on PS4 it does. I don't think how PS4 doesn't do that, but
Yeah.
Series X does or whatever,
Okay.
or
Yeah, that's weird.
PS5, whatever. But yeah, so I ended up just buying it on PC, buying it, dude. I like the character. His name is Arnie,
Arnold
something like that.
Palmer.
Arnold Palmer. Yeah, but this is like you're basically creating
Arno. Arno.
Arno. Thank you. I said Arnie, but Arno, and
You're
he's like,
close.
Mr. Thank you, and he goes, Mr. De La France, Mr. De La France, because this is like France,
Yeah,
like this
yeah.
is like a French game, and you end up creating like this band of people that you kind of unite, which is why it's called Unity, and you are taking over this like area in France that needs a revolution because the king and all this, crazy conspiracy,
Yeah,
all
of
that
course. Yeah.
sort of stuff. And yeah, dude, it was a really great game. This one has the best parkour up to this point. This one where it was like, so obviously you can parkour really cool going up do scaling. This one was able to scale downwards, and it did it parkour style. So you know how like you see people who parkour, they jump back and they
Yeah.
do like
Yeah.
little things. This was the game that started that.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Heck
yeah.
yeah.
So this was it was really freaking neat, bro. Dude, I'm telling you, it's still really pretty, and because I ended up beating it later, it did become one of my top Assassin's Creed games. After I finished it, because I was like, this was a great game, and it sucks that it got overlooked because of
What happened? Yeah, I
bad.
mean, so this
Yeah,
is this is kind of like maybe the start of the Ubisoft bug stuff, right? I mean, it kind of seems maybe that's kind of where it started. I mean, obviously they always probably had bugs, but not as bad as game breaking as this game was, right? I mean, maybe.
yeah. And now
Um,
I don't
because like
recall like
when did what's that one game? What's the one game that came out with the hacker?
Watch
It was
Dogs.
Watch Dogs. When did Watch
Yeah,
Dogs come out? I'm gonna look real quick. Sorry about that.
no, you're fine. Take your time. But yeah, it's this is
So
so
yeah, Watch Dogs
controversies.
comes out in 2014, as
Yeah.
well as Unity did. So I wonder if they were focusing on that as well, because that game was not good either. Like I remember we were hyped for that as well. And we're just like, this is not good. Um,
The thing about the thing about Watch Dogs, it was an okay game. I think it promised too much. Was the time where, again, I don't remember correctly, the little worm from Alice in Wonderland, but I
oh
don't
yes.
remember well enough in my minds of minds here. But I remember at the time that Watch Dogs had come out, they had released this fantastic E3 trailer with all this crazy gameplay that looked
Hmm.
like straight up gameplay, and it's like, look at what you can do in our next gen game.
Yes.
And it was a lie. It was not an in game thing, and so people were fooled into buying this game that under I guess it didn't
Underperformed.
do
I mean,
underperform
you and I were
in
bored of the
terms of.
suckers as well. I
Yeah,
think
I
we
did.
both
We
bought that
were.
game.
Yeah. I think it just didn't do well, and I think that's when people started to actually. You'll see, like that
The
was this was
decline.
the this is the moment that the trend started of like, I don't want to see any more CGI trailers. I wanted to see gameplay trailers of
Mm,
actual in-game footage. Like this was the start of like, let's get that push going towards
that
that.
makes sense. Makes sense. Let's go ahead and move on to the next Assassin's Creed game. Now, here I'm back. I'm back to playing these games. Uh, 2015, we see the release of Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I believe this is the first time in Assassin's Creed game when you can play as a dual protagonist, right? You have Jacob and Evie Fry, I believe. It was a brother and sister in this game, and it takes place in London. And I remember this game being a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I never beat it. Um, I don't know, I just fell off of the game. But, like, a lot of these Assassin's Creed games, like, we're talking about it, and, like, I really enjoy them, but, like, they're just so long, and there's so much to do, and then as it progresses, there just gets more and more to do, except for one specifically that we'll talk about soon, but I remember enjoying this game a lot. It took place in 1916. I think they had a DLC for Jack the Ripper as well. I didn't play that. That sounded cool. But like I said, I was tainted from the George Washington thing since then. I don't think I got into DLC till later, but, like, I remember loving this game. I thought it was a lot of fun. I don't know why I fell off of it. There's probably something else that came out that just kinda just took over. I mean, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, so I think personally for me, this was the game that I've always wanted to go back and play because I love the setting of it. I like the characters,
Me too. They
but
were charming characters. They were pretty good.
I think what's the guy's name again?
Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob. I think I like the dynamic between the twins. I thought it was really well done. I just there was just something about it that just like man, I always blame this, dude, and I'll always bring this up, but Call of Duty had been out at this
Mhm.
particular time. Can you
Mm,
tell me that? Can you actually find for me while I pull up the trailer for this? Can you
yes.
find the Call of Duty around that same year for me?
2015. Black Ops 3?
Yeah.
That's
So
probably what I
Black
was
Ops.
playing as well. I think that's because I think
Yeah.
I got into that as well.
Yeah.
Because also
So
Call of Duty used to be on top of this game as well.
yeah. So when Call of Duty had come out, like Black Ops 3, I was just playing that, and that was one of the reasons I didn't end up buying it. And this is funny. You're gonna laugh at this one too. Again, victim of circumstance. I love to buy games in different places so I can play them and finish them.
Mhm.
I own this game on 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4, and PC.
Oh my goodness, and you still haven't
Yeah,
beat the game.
and I still haven't beaten the game.
You can drive a carriage in this game too, right? Can't
Yeah,
you? Yeah,
yeah.
which is
You
basically
can
I remember
you can abduct people, put them
it
in the
kinda looks like
carriage, and take
Mafia.
off.
Uh-huh.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of Peaky Blinders. If you guys ever seen that
Yes.
show,
Yes.
it's very similar to that, but more not as modern as Peaky Blinders. I feel like Peaky Blinders. I don't know if it's in the same setting. I don't think so, right? I'd have
I'm
to
not
double check
sure.
the year, but I
This
feel
is
like this one is,
1916, this takes place and it says
and then Peaky
I'll
Blinders
look it
is
up right
what?
now, but go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, like I was saying, in this one, you can get a character. I think it might be the same time, but you
1920s, yeah. So
okay?
about the
So
same.
almost about the same time, and you could get the carriage, take it, and then you could like abduct someone and put them in the carriage and take off. And, like it was really silly, bro, but it was cool. And then you would use I have the rooks. That's what he would call his
That's
group
right.
of
His little
friends,
gang,
the
right?
rooks. And then they would just fight with you, which was cool because it was like I think it started in Assassin's Creed Unity where you were able to hire no, well in Assassin's Creed 2 you were able to do it, but I think in a Unity and in this one I think it became more of a prominent sort of thing where you hire people to actually help you complete this particular things in the game,
Yes, yes, I remember that.
if I remember correctly. But yeah, man.
And it sounds like after this game, it did okay, but it didn't do terribly well. So this is the where they stopped kind of releasing Assassin's Creed games every year. They took a break. They said they haven't because I think Unity, based on this article, Unity shows that it just was such a backlash game that this game didn't do as well, so they stopped. So the next game didn't come out to 2017, which we can get into right now. Assassin's Creed Origins. This takes place in Egypt. You play as Black and Aya, and now I started this game. I bought this game day one. I thought it looked fantastic. I played it, and similarly to what I usually do with these games, I fell off of it. I don't know why. I think so they went a totally different version with this, right? Didn't they go, like, more RPG style with these games with this game, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, I want to say something because look at the trailer, look at the thing on the trailer. I know you guys are not going to be able to see it. Actual in-game
Game
footage
footage captured in
captured in 4K.
4K. That
You
yeah, I
see what
mean,
I'm
it
talking
makes
about?
sense.
Is what I'm
Yeah,
talking
but
about?
this
About the like the push of it,
so this game actually specifically is the game that I have been wanting to go back to the most out of any of the Assassin's Creed games that I haven't played or haven't finished, and I'm ready to go with this game. I remember buying it on sale for, like, 10 bucks. I think I also have it on my PC as well, similar to you. I'm ready, and I've been wanting to, and I almost started it, but I'm like, "You know what? Shadows is around the corner, and I'm working on other games. I can't start an Assassin's Creed game right now." But this game looks awesome. The pyramids and all that stuff. I love that setting as well. I thought it just looked a lot it looked fantastic. Did you ever beat this game?
no, no, no. This is
This
this
one got
is
really complex, right,
so
with the
so
open world.
at this point of Assassin's Creed in my like my Ubisoft because I'd buy all these games. I'm telling you, I loved Ubisoft, so I would always play these games up to a
Mhm.
certain point. But it became so repetitive and also too grindy for me that
Mm.
I was just like, that's not what I'm looking for in my Assassin's Creed. What I wanted
Yeah.
was the simplicity of like Assassin's Creed 2 Unity, Syndicate, where it wasn't like I have to level up to take out a particular character. I think in this one
That's where it
was the
started, yeah.
first time where it started because this was like you said, it was the first time that the RPG, like Assassin's Creed started. And one of my biggest dislikes in the game is that when you're trying to assassinate someone and you end up assassinating them, you're not able to kill them because you're not higher as high of level or
Yeah, you failed
because
the assassination, right?
or yeah you can like stab them but it won't kill them. It's just like a little
Mm,
stab. And I was like, well, this is really ridiculous. But
yeah. I mean, this is pretty cool, though. Ubisoft, after launch, they released a discovery tour mode, which removed all the combat from the game and just allows players to learn about the history and culture of Egypt, which is
which is
that's
awesome.
pretty awesome with a guided tour, which is awesome because yeah, like I mean, we didn't really mention this in the top of the episode, but a lot of these games are pretty accurate with the historical stuff. I mean, I know there's little twists and turns on most of them, but for the most part, these games are pretty historical. And I think the big issue with the newer games is like people got a little more upset because they kind of lost that, especially with this new one. Um, but anyway, yeah, this is the game I want to go back to. I think I still will. I think once I play Shadows, I will definitely go back to this game as my Assassin's Creed game
Yeah,
because I mean, I think I missed out. I mean, I hear great things about it. I know it's a slower pace. I don't mind the grind thing, but I get it. It does get annoying because you're just locked out of a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of
yeah.
stuff is not always gonna affect your story. You can still kind of continue, but like most of the time, you do need it.
I want to
Uh,
ask you a question, my friend, because
yes, please.
before we move on to the the next Assassin's Creed and stuff, But like, what detours you, or what? I go, that sounded weird, but what stops you basically from like completing these games? Like, why are you not able to finish them? Because like I know, like I said, like mine was like, yeah, the grind and all that, but like you said, you love that stuff. But like, what is it that isn't driving you to complete it?
Now I'm wondering if it's like you.
Mm.
I had the issue of always buying games, new games when they'd come out, even if I wasn't done with
Oh
the
my
games
gosh,
prior.
this was the time that we were doing that, huh?
Yes. So, I mean, let's
I
look at this
forgot about
here. I
that.
mean, Uncharted Lost Legacy, Resident Evil 7, South Park, Fractured Butthole, Justice 2. I remember we played that. Middle Earth Shadow of War, um, Star Wars Battlefront. There's a lot of games that obviously come out. Kingdom Hearts. It, yeah, I mean, just like you, man. I think and also this was kind of around the time I was like playing, but also not. So yeah, I mean, but I mean, obviously, I can't really explain. I think honestly, the best answer for you is other games, and I would just get other games, and that's the problem, right? That's like when we talked about like we need to stop doing that because we're overwhelming ourselves with games. We're playing full price, and we're not even getting to these games yet. You know what I mean? So I think that's what happens. But also, there's a time I get bored because I will talk about in one of the next games coming up, not this next one, but the one after, what kind of happened and what would probably happen with me with Origins. So let's go ahead and continue, shall we? Um, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, 2018 is releases. This takes place in the Peloponnesian War. Excuse me, I'm probably not saying that right. You get to play as Alexios or Cassandra. There's two protagonists you get to pick as. Now, I did not play this game, and I don't know why, because I do love that Greek setting, and I do like to be able to fight like mythical creatures and stuff. And I figured like, why this would be perfect. Like this happens. It's between Athens and Sparta from 431 to 422 BC. I know you played it. I know this is another game similar to Origins. What were your thoughts on this game?
This is the one that I didn't buy this game. There's a funny story with this one.
What?
Yeah, I ended up get I so there was a time where we were doing what was the Google streaming service that was happening?
Google
Do
streaming
you don't
service.
remember that you could stream games? It was like
Yeah.
um man, I
Not
forget what
Google
it was.
TV.
No, it was
I'll
like
look it up right now if you want to continue.
yeah, please. So I
Google
got that
Stadia.
Google
Stadia?
Stadia. Thank you. Yeah,
Oh.
Stadia. So I was able to get into the Stadia like beta or alpha or whatever. And so I was testing out Assassin's Creed Odyssey with Stadia, and that was my first foray into the game. Was like a streaming version of it, and it ran decent enough. I remember playing it on a really crappy laptop that I owned. I think it was like my MacBook,
Mhm.
and it was running well. And I thought it was going to be like, this is the future, probably streaming, right? Obviously not. It closed down, but because I did
Not for
that,
games at least, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
most games.
yeah, but because I did that, they sent me a digital code for Assassin's Creed Odyssey to own on PC, and so that's how I ended up having it and owning
Mm.
it on PC.
How interesting.
I I played maybe about more than 5 something hours into it, I think, but I remember thinking that the game was really cool. I think I really enjoyed the setting of it because
Mhm.
it's like, Sword and Sandals. Like, I love those kinds of films, like, the Scorpion King, freaking the Mummy. I mean the Mummy. I apologize. I meant to say like Hercules and Troy and those kind
You
of
love
movies, and
that,
that's
yeah,
kind
that
of
era.
that era of stuff. So like it spoke to me, and so I wanted to continue to play that, and I again I fell off of it. For this one, I particularly wasn't feeling the grind. I didn't want to play with it. I felt like the characters were not as intriguing to me. Like,
Mhm.
you know, and so I ended up just dropping out of it. And this is the one, like for you as Assassin's Creed Origins that you want to finish and play and beat.
Yes, that's one of those.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey is that for me. Like, it's the game that I definitely want to go back to.
Yeah, it's something I would wanna try as well, but I'm just like, I feel like I'm just so far gone. Like, I'd rather play Origins for some reason, but I do love that setting as well, like, similar to you, I think it's awesome. Um, it's just these games are so big, and I can imagine it's similar to the next game I'm gonna talk about. We can talk about the next one if you want. I mean, I don't know if you wanna keep talking about this.
No, man. I mean, you can. I think you know what we didn't say about Origins and Odyssey, and I feel like we should probably just mention this briefly. This is where it started to get a little more mythical. right? We started getting like mythical big creatures. We started getting like you fight like the pharaohs, like or whatever this is, Anubis. You fight like a big like mythical creature like that. And I think in
Yeah,
Odyssey you fight like you fight in Atlantis. You fight like Poseidon or you start fighting like gods and all kinds of
kind of like a
crazy
God of
stuff.
War, kind of something like that.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
kind of got
so
interesting. But
yeah,
yeah,
so I
good.
mean, the next game that comes out in 2020, um, to your hiatus, we get Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which this is one I played. Okay, this is one I'd actually played pretty deep as well, and I got into this game a lot. And this is similar to Origins and Odyssey, I can imagine with the um with the grinding. And I know Ernie's not a fan of it. It's funny because I played this game really hard. It's so basically it takes it's a Viking fantasy story. Um, you play as Evor or Evor, and then what's the girl version? How come I don't have it here? But you can play as two different characters. I basically played as the female protagonist. I was and I enjoyed the game a lot, but like you said, it was very grindy. There was a lot to do, and like I think at some point, this is the reason I fell off of this one specifically. I was grinding so much that when it came to the story, I'm like, I don't even want to do the story right now. And like, it's cool because you do like raids and you get a little ship and you can do it. And like they sing and all that stuff. I thought it was cool. Like you said, what did you say about Assassin's Creed 3? It was a little more brutal in the fighting. And it
Yeah,
felt that way. Like, because you're a Viking, right? And you're having a good time. And it's funny because I fell off of the game and then I tried to go back into it and I put in another like 10 hours and I still didn't beat the game. It's just such a long game. And it got a little confusing because you had to like conquer these certain areas and like do a whole mission set of stories to get these people on your team. And it just took a long time. But there was a really cool story I remember doing as well that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I want to keep playing. But then I just didn't start playing. And then I remember playing during the event for the Yuletide. So it was like the Christmas time. And like you do a little event. It was pretty funny. It was like a live event. So I was like doing little games and everything. I was like, and you do like drinking games and get wasted with people. It's just pretty funny. I don't did you play Valhalla? You did.
yeah, I did. I did. I own it.
You did say
I
you did it
play.
all.
I forget how far I've gone into the game, but I got to a point where it was like I remember being like, "Oh, this is like the story is beginning." Like I feel like now I'm getting into the story, and then like it opens up the world, and there's just so much
Yeah, it's
like that. It
slow.
just kind of like made me feel like, "Oh my gosh, I'm never gonna get past this game." Like there's so much things to do. Like
There is.
yeah, and like again, like it, don't get me wrong, I like a good grind, but I recently now I've focused where it's I complain about the grind, but it's like I'd rather spend my time doing like something else. Like I get it, the grind is fun and that's worth it for most games, but at the end of the day, dude, like, are they just implementing that so you can stay in the game longer for that retention of it? Or is
Yeah,
it like
definitely.
worth that grind, right? Like, is it worth staying in this world? Like we talk about it with side quests and all that. Like, was it worth it? Like, is all this fluff there because it's worth having, or because you know they're
Yeah, they
just
just
trying
wanted
to
to make a
prolong
bigger
it?
game and make it worth your dollars. Because like, there was a whole section I spent, I think, in, what is it called? What is it called when they die and they go to, I guess
Oh,
Valhalla, right?
no,
It'd
it's
be
not. It's not Valhalla. I don't think it's Valhalla.
like, where
It's
Odin is and all that stuff, and, like, you meet
Oh,
Thor,
you're
you
right. I
meet
think it is
Loki and
Valhalla.
all that stuff. Huh?
I think it is Valhalla. I think you're
Yeah,
right.
I'm pretty sure it is Valhalla, yeah, there's a whole section I spent. I think I spent, like, 10 hours just knocking out those missions, so I'm like, "I don't wanna come back to this. Let me just finish it off," and it was okay, but, like, yeah, I mean, again, it was similar to that leveling system where you'd see people that were just red that you couldn't fight. You had to be a certain level, and it's like a certain point, I'm like, I don't know what else to do. I can't do this anymore. I got tired of it. It would suck because I enjoyed the game and I put over 40 hours. I think I did at the game, and it's a shame. But like that's another thing, right? It's like man, it takes forever to do this. But there was also this thing called the flighting challenges, which was pretty funny. You'd get into this guy and it was basically like a rap battle, but you just finish his poem for him. He'd do a whole rhyme, and then you just pick the right rhyme. And he's, that was correct. It was so funny and just so random. But there was a lot of extra like activities you can do. You can hunt, fish, get into brawls, drinking contests, which is pretty funny. You just get wasted, and you're like, dude, it was a good time. I enjoyed the game. I never beat it, like I said, which is a shame. I don't think it's a game I'd go back to. I think I'd rather just go back to Origins. But it was fun. I did like the game. Um, but yeah, dude, way too grindy. And Shadows is probably gonna be like that as well. But you know what? I'm ready for it. I think I'm ready for the grindy Assassin's Creed game. I don't know what it is, but let's talk about the next Assassin's Creed game.
I want to say something because
Yes.
I was looking at the comments for the Valhalla, and then it goes Viking. Odin is with us, and it's Odin. Not unless you buy the Blessing from the Gods expansion pack.
Which is pretty funny. I mean, I didn't buy an expansion pack to see like Odin and stuff, but anyway, the next game. So after this game, Assassin's Creed took a step back. They didn't come out with the game for another 3 years with Assassin's Creed Mirage. This game was a promise to a tighter story similar to the first Assassin's Creed, where it's not as grindy. And let me tell you, they delivered. Me and you, Ernie and I played this together,
We did.
and we beat it. And yes, it definitely was a shorter game, a more tight knit story, not as much crazy activities. Your map wasn't overwhelmed with stuff. You play as Basim in the Islamic.
That lady, the
Yeah, there's a character.
Basim, Basim.
That lady's in the Penguin as well. She's a character in the Penguin. I don't know if
And
you
does she
remember.
say Basim?
No, she's a Penguin. Um,
Oh
but
wow.
yeah, dude, and it was a lot of fun. I had a blast. It was very easy to go and like manage the game, and you just basically you did sections of the game to get like into leaders until you finally get to the last mission, which was fine. I mean, the last fight was okay. It wasn't like anything special, but there was one. There were some cool assassination stories in the game. I remember you had to infiltrate a whole base, and it was a lot of fun. I really like this game. It looked gorgeous. You know what's funny? I forgot to mention also these past few Assassin's Creed games that we talked about. You don't really see much of the human story anymore. Like that whole futuristic story is just kind of wiped out. It's there, but it's not how it was in the beginning, right? Which is pretty funny, which is great because I'm sure people are like, we don't want this. Like no one wants this. Um, but dude, I love this game. I thought it was great. It was just old school Assassin's Creed style, a lot of fun. What about you?
I agree with you, man. This is the one game that I was excited to play because it was going back to formula, right? It was becoming like you said. I mean, going off of that, it was returning to that, and it felt like this is what we needed. We needed a slow reboot sort of this franchise because we had been getting complaints that people were saying that, these games are running too long, and this one
Not
was
we
just right.
personally, but mhm.
No, I mean, but there was people that were like
Yeah.
complaining, right? That the game was they were too long. That was like a thing
Yes. Mhm.
because like I kind of want to see the statistic on it because I know, yeah, you like the people bought these games, but how many people finished the game?
That is true. I don't know. I
You
mean,
know what I mean? Like it just because it was so long, but like this was like, yeah, these are shorter. Let's try to like see if you can beat this game in what 25 hours or something like that. It was,
yeah. So it's
I
basically
believe.
you're like, let's see if people actually play. Like their complaints are valid, right? Let's see if they actually finish
Yeah,
this game, right? I mean, it did decent. It was like maybe like a C average, like B minus average, like for the reception. I mean, I thought it was great. I enjoyed it a lot.
yeah. I think this is the voice for this act for this particular character is the voice of the guy from Sonic, the freaking henchman from for what's his name, Doctor Robotnik.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know his name, but
But yeah, he's
that's funny.
the yeah, so random, but yeah, like it was a good game. This was the one that I was excited to support because I wanted more of these styles of games,
Mhm.
and and obviously they're going back to
The
their
roots.
the roots of the origins, I guess, because now they're bringing out shadows, and that's gonna be in a whole RPG again, right?
Yeah, I guess they just went back to it. I don't know what happened there. I appreciated this game a lot because, like you said, like I wanted an Assassin's Creed game that wasn't going to take me a long time. Because at that point I've been kind of like I want to play one, and it did feel like a return to form. And I really enjoyed this game. Um, so I guess yeah. After that, that brings us to this newest game, Shadows, which obviously we haven't played yet. I will be playing it for sure, and we can get back to you with our thoughts on that. Um, Obviously the controversy and all that stuff. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I think it looks awesome. I think it's fun from what we're hearing. It's definitely more Origins based and Odyssey style. So it's gonna be grindy. It's gonna be big. So if
Yeah.
you're into that, I mean, maybe people like that. I don't know. Maybe to go back to your thought about Mirage, like did people not finish? And they're probably like, "Oh no, screw this. Let's go back to let's go back to what we had, like, and let's try that." But like I will say what I appreciate what they did with Shadows is that like we mentioned in past episodes, it's supposed to come out in November. They pushed
Mhm.
it because of Outlaws, and they pushed it to February, and then they pushed it to March. And from what I hear, the bugs aren't too crazy, like usually as a Ubisoft launch is. It's funny because someone posted like a bug they got, but like it was just one little bug. It's not even that crazy. But like most reviews are like, there's not a lot of bugs in the gameplay, and which is awesome. And I'm excited for that. And hopefully we don't see that. And I think Ubisoft just needs to take their time when it comes to delivering these games. And obviously, if, we're going to review for ourselves. And as the listeners, you should review for yourself as well. If you plan on playing these games, I will say I'm excited. And I know we talked about it at the top of the episode, so I won't get too much more into it. But I think that wraps up our Assassin's Creed talk. I mean, obviously, we didn't get into the DLC stuff because there's been a lot. There's a lot of Assassin's Creed games, man. There's like I was going through. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's still more. I mean, one. I mean, gosh, I'm trying to count here. One, two, three, four. This is great podcasting here. One, two, three, four.
And then there's the little side scrolling ones, right? I forget,
Yeah, but
like
like
the Russian
14
one,
like
the
mainline
Indian one.
Assassin's Creed games. Yeah, and then yeah,
Yeah.
obviously, like you said, like there's the DLCs and all that stuff. But goodness,
I mean, at some point that they just started releasing these games every year because they were making money. They became like the Madden
or
of
the Call of the
the
Duty.
or the Call of
Yeah.
Duties of every year, right?
Mhm.
Which is that's cool, whatever. But I mean, eventually, the quality kind of dipped, and I'm
Yeah,
not
they
entirely sure what it was that I did that people just started to dislike. Because again, like I can't judge them because I haven't beaten the newer
I
ones,
mean, I
right? They
think I
became
think it was
too
the bugs, right? I
too
think the
long.
bugs Ubisoft just
I don't
started
remember.
not delivering.
That's the thing I don't remember because, like, like, yeah, like you're excited for Shadows. I definitely I want to play it, but I'm not as excited. There's something about, and it's not the reviews or what people are
You
talking.
were excited
It's just
before.
I was, but like it's something about like the gameplay sort of kind of. I'm like, you know what? I can wait. Like I don't need to really have this game day one, which
Yeah.
is why I know I joked around about waiting for you and all that stuff, and yeah, I will because I don't have the feeling or the need to want to play this
Mhm.
game right away. I don't like.
Yeah,
I'm fine. I'm content with what I'm playing at the moment.
I will say, I mean, I'm not like upset that it's coming out next week. Like I'm not like I need to play this day one. Like that's fine. Like I can wait. Um, but I am excited to play. You know what I mean? So I mean, obviously, if you want a style of game like this, you can play the fantastic Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, that's an amazing game, but obviously, the Assassin's Creed spin is what you kind of want. So before we end this episode, Ernie, is there anything you want to say to the listeners?
No, as always, I would like to thank the audience for tuning in, or I guess friends of the channel, I should say, for tuning in every week when we drop an episode. We drop it every Friday. We appreciate it, and we appreciate you. Please follow us on Instagram at checkpoint_reached. There, I and Lex will post our episodes when they're released. You can talk to us either there on DMs if you want to talk about a particular topic or something that you didn't agree with us on about one of the Assassin's Creeds, or maybe I made a mistake historically and didn't say something correctly. It's funny. It says November
I
15th
know
the
the
release.
trailer you pulled up is
But
nice.
yeah, yeah, please, Lex, send us at home, I
Yeah, of
guess.
course. Yeah, like Ernie said, of course, follow us on Instagram. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, share, whatever you got to do. Comment, leave us a comment about Assassin's Creed games. What's your favorite Assassin's Creed game? And what would you like to see in the future? Will you be playing Shadows? I know you let us know. I mean, hopefully the people say aren't tainting. Be your own reviewer, as Ernie says. And
True
if
that.
you don't want to support it, that's fine. If you do, I mean, at the end of the day, we're gamers. We like to play games. So anyway, come follow us. Listen to us next week. Checkpoint reached. I kind of messed that up.
I
Let me rewind that. Sorry, everyone. Tune in next week. Checkpoint reached. Goodbye.
Goodbye.